your political theater to Texas.
This is not about political theater.
And it was more political theater than anything.
It's nothing more than pure political theater.
It's pure political theater.
Your girl got the new intro. I upgraded the intro. This is the second time I used the intro. I want to know how y'all feel about the intro. Let me know in the comments how you feel about the intro. Are these glasses distracting? I wonder, like, is the glare, like, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, this is not going to be very long because I'm actually still figuring life out. But I did want to update folks because a lot of people are not following me on social media, what have you. So you don't know that last week I had major surgery. And I mean, I just look raggedy. Like, I just look raggedy. The last week I had major surgery. It kind of took me out a bit. And the week before, it was really funny because I did political theater on Tuesday. And I was like, oh, we're going to do Tuesdays. We're going to come back on Tuesdays. And then last Tuesday had just gotten out the hospital, so I was like recovering and I couldn't do it. And then tomorrow I'm actually going to be driving to take my kid up to college, so I won't be able to do it then either. So I was like, you know what, let me hop on and let people know what's been going on. Oh, I definitely appreciate the concern. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate that people care and that people notice when I'm not here. Right, because like, what the hell are we doing this if nobody notices, right? All right, so I just kind of wanted to weigh in on this whole Trump occupying DC thing, and please let me know if the glasses are too distracting with the glare, but I wear glasses. Donald Trump, well, we know he's a racist. We know he is immensely an anti-Black racist. He has been his entire life. He was raised to be that way by his racist daddy, his racist family. They're all racist. Ivanka, Donald Jr., all of them. Matter of fact, let me put my banner up because, these people are out of their minds and they want to. So allegedly, these people are racists. So that's not new. That's, part of why he has such a huge fan base, right? Because I believe the majority of Americans, American citizens, and then when I say Americans, I mean citizens of the United States of America. I believe the majority of them are racist, very least anti-Black, because anti-Blackness is the most powerful currency in the world. If you want to be accepted by white people, you have to trade in anti-Blackness. That goes for all of you Asians and Latinos and Native Americans who hate Black people too, because you were raised to hate us. It calls for the Black people that were raised to hate Black people. That goes for you too. All those people support Trump because he is racist. He's a xenophobe. If you don't know what the word xenophobic is, look it up. It begins with an X. All right. He's also sexist. He's all these things, but the main thing is that he's racist. But he doesn't actually matter. And if you've been following long enough, you know that those of us who are smart, actually the hospital gave me a tinfoil cap and I left it downstairs and I'm very upset because I'm going to wear that next time. But those of us who are thinking, those of us with more than 3 brain cells operating simultaneously, fully understand that Donald Trump is not in charge of this nation. He cosplays it. That man's going to die. Like, I mean, I'm not a medical professional. I'm not. But that weekend at Bernie shit that they was doing with Biden, they doing it now with Trump, right? Trump is, if he makes it to the end of the year, cool. Right? I don't know about next summer. I definitely don't see him making it to the midterms. Just health-wise, like he seems to be rapidly deteriorating. Yes, I do legitimately have a tinfoil hat now. I'm going to bring it next time. It's actually pretty cute. It's a little tinfoil shower cap. that they put on me before they put me in anesthesia. Yeah, but Trump is dying, allegedly. And so, but anyway, it doesn't matter whether he's healthy or not. He's never been in charge. He wasn't in charge his first term. He's not in charge now. And that's part of the problem, is that the people that control things struggle to control him. And I think they figured out ways to kind of rein him in and to kind of keep him within a little, like they got him in a little bit of a cage, and he's allowed to bounce around and hit the sides of the cage when he's not golfing at Mar-a-Lago. But they're not letting him outside. At first time, they messed up. And then COVID came and they couldn't really do anything about that. They were like, we got to work on the plan to get him back in. And that's exactly what they did. And so that's why I keep telling people that Kamala Harris was never going to win this election. Not only are there folks on the right and the Republicans, conservatives, Tea Party, MAGA, all of that stuff, whatever. There are also people on the so-called left, centrist Democrats, so-called liberals. They all support all this bullshit too. So Donald Trump was always going to win. And I called this way back when he left office. I said, so when he's president again, everybody was like, no, he's not. No, he's not. I said, when Donald Trump is president again, okay, this is what we're going to deal with, right? So anyway, here we are, and Donald Trump is not calling the shots. But there are people like Peter Thiel, Elon Musk. Well, Elon, he had his run, but the drugs, he couldn't let go of the drugs. So they had to kind of put him in the back seat a bit. And then he started popping off, talking about he was going to release the Epstein tapes. And I'm surprised Elon Musk is still alive or whatever. He's going to, whatever stuff on Elon Musk, and he's supposed to release. And also, don't forget that Elon Musk told the world that he rigged the election, and that everything wouldn't have worked out if it wasn't for him. He told people that on X. Like, we're not stupid. We were there. Everybody was there. And one of his ketamine fueled rages and binges, he told everybody that he rigged the election. So we understand that, right? And that's how it was always going to be, whether he admitted it or not, whether it was him or not, whether it was Elon Musk or not. So the election was going to go election, because you all still believe that these elections actually matter and that they actually work when it comes down to about 7 counties in the entire country that decide the president every single time. But y'all are not smart enough to understand that. So I don't go too much into it because you're not there yet. You keep believing that casting your vote actually works. And it's okay. We'll let you have that, because everybody needs hope. Everybody needs something to believe in. Without buy-in, without hope, a society descends into chaos, and you all are not prepared for chaos because you don't know how to even hold a gun, much less shoot one. So I'll let you keep believing that your votes matter and that they count, right? But anyway, so Trump is here, and this whole take over DC thing, he ain't got shit to do with it. He don't give a fuck about DC. You know why? Because he's racist. A racist who believes that DC is so crime riddled and all of that stuff is the same kind of person that's going to be like, what about black on black crime? And it's the same person who's going to be like, let them niggas kill themselves. Therefore, a true racist, a Donald Trump true ass racist, is not going to do anything about crime in DC. He's going to let those people continue to kill themselves and to harm themselves and to rob and all the things that do go on in DC. And I don't want anybody to act like there's no crime in DC. There absolutely is. Wherever there are men, there's crime, right? Like, we understand that, right? There's crime everywhere, right? And the people of DC have been struggling. People of Philly been struggling. Baltimore been struggling. New York, Chicago, everywhere you go, these major urban centers for sure. Definitely red states, where all those white men can't seem to stop raping. Ooh, I'm trying to monetize. So I got to be careful, because they're reviewing my account and they're going to get me. Wherever there's a man, there's crime, right? The white men that can't seem to leave their own children alone. The pastors, maybe some stuff coming out about a certain purple wearing bishop. The pastors can't seem to stop diddling the children. Like, this is wherever there's men, there's crime, right? So all of that black on black crime, DC is riddled with crime. Of course, DC is riddled with crime. The government is there. Biggest criminals on the planet is the United States government. So course, there's crime in DC. It's crime all up and down K Street. It's crime all amongst the lobbyists who buy politicians and auction them off every election. They kind of get together in their little groups and decide which politicians they're going to buy. And I know AIPAC is always at the table. That's what they do. And they like to buy Black politicians for sure. So Black male politicians especially, who are so eager to be the weakest links and to voluntarily sign up to be traitors to their own people, Hakeem Jeffries. And so this whole DC thing is causing my people stress. There's people that I love that live in DC, and they're stressed out and they're overwhelmed, and it's messed up, right? I'm not like full stop. There's nothing about me that is about to minimize the fact that the FBI, HSI, ICE, CIA, Metropolitan Police Department are all coming together, holding hands and skipping through these neighborhoods to try to find ways to perform this political theater that there is crime, of all this crime, massive crime, right? We know that that's what's happening. We also know that their mayor ordered thousands more police to be hired and to hit the streets long before Trump thought about coming to the city, right? Because we want to look at Atlanta and Cop City that they're building down there. Want to look at New York and Eric Adams and all the money that he added towards the police budget. Let's look in California and let's look in cities like LA and San Francisco and Oakland, where they terrorize people in the streets all the time. Let's look at Chicago and one of the most corrupt police forces in the country. Let's look at Philadelphia, one of the most inept police departments that does absolutely nothing. I mean, like every report that comes out that shows that police in Philadelphia do absolutely nothing. They don't prevent crime. They don't solve crimes. They don't do anything but sit on the corner and collect them checks while they scroll Facebooks, being 42 years old, looking for 22-year-old girls on Hinge, on Facebook dating. So that's, Philadelphia police. But anyway, the point that I was making is that before Donald Trump took over, these people were already living under siege, right? Yes, the crime is down. You look in places like Baltimore, crime is down because they have a wonderful mayor who is actually attacking the root causes of these things, which is poverty, which is disenfranchisement, which is miseducation, which is all these things. And they are working at the roots. They're getting people the supportive services that they need. They're bringing cursive. They're teaching cursive in Baltimore. Again, it's very important. A lot of people are like, oh, cursive's not a big idea. Well, in a society that is banning books and shutting down museums and not wanting people to access things and shutting down digital things, we're going to have to be able to read those old documents in what? Cursive. So if the young people can't read cursive, and trust me, this was a systematic, like intentional thing to stop teaching these young people cursive so that they can't read those documents. But if we make sure we bring it back, young people learn how to write in cursive and read in cursive, then now we have another generation that can read those old documents that said words like habeas corpus, words like due process, and those kinds of things. So shout out to all my people in DC that are currently dealing with this. Shout out to everybody that wants to just go get a fucking want to get a effing cup of that wheatgrass tasting matcha to wake them up in the morning, which is all psychosomatic because that shit doesn't work. But shout out to everybody who wants to pay $8 for a coffee date with a loser who is going to assess their value. But you can't because the police, FBI, HSI, ICE, CIA are all sitting at the coffee shop making you safer. Shout out to all the business owners that are losing, what they said, 34% or something like that of the sales are down. Shout out to all the Nigerian first generation folks in these cities who have learned to come and pop up those green walls and neon signs and capitalize off of money for the culture when they don't play the local music. Afrobeats parties in DC with no go-go. It's awesome, right? Can't get no South Jersey, Philly house, but whatever. Shout out to them for all the money that they're losing now, because of the crackdown. It's going to be far worse in Philadelphia. It is. So Philadelphia, for those who don't know anything about history, and it's okay if you don't, because your country has been rendering you stupid as hell for the last 40 years. Philadelphia is where the country, born. And if you didn't do that well in math, next year makes 250 years that the United States has been this nation, right? Thank you. Somebody said here, I'm cute. Let me give you real cute. Listen, so I did this. I had my friend come because I couldn't really hold my hands up too much, whatever. So she came and did my parts for me. I want to show you. I can look at this. It's actually like it's like a frohawk situation, my alopecia or whatever. But whatever, I'm old. I don't give a fuck. I gotta stop cursing. I'm trying to monetize. Thank you. And so I did the top, I put the hair in, and I did the little twist with the little, I did that myself. I'm creative. I can do some things. I used to do hair in college, make money. But anyway, thank you so much. I really appreciate the love, y'all. I really do. But Philly is bad. Let me pop this up. And I need people to understand this. I'm worried. I'm ready though. I'm about to go back to the gym, y'all. I can't run. I don't even know why I'm making those gestures. I cannot run. I'm fat. I can't run, but I can shoot. I can shoot. And ain't many things that move faster than a bullet. So I'm stocked up on ammo. I got a lot of ammo. I got a good shot. Pretty precise with mine. Got the double barrel shotty by the door. Got the cig under the bed. Got the machete. I got a sword under the bed. I got some other stuff sprinkled around the house. I tell y'all all the time. I got one sitting right under here right now. Anybody try to come into me from the 1-2 blicky to the head. I'm ready. But I can't run. But I am trying to get my health back together. Y'all hear me breathing heavy because I did just have surgery, and so my lungs are a little bit weak. But I'm trying to get it back. I quit smoking, y'all. Y'all notice y'all haven't seen me smoke nothing on this live in a minute. I haven't had any cannabis. That's not going to continue. I'm actually going to need to go back to that. Haven't had alcohol in almost 2 weeks. Y'all know I drink about 4 or 5 whiskeys a day. I'm having the night sweats. Can't sleep. And why I'm trying to get ready for the revolution, y'all. It's not just what's up here, because I already got that. All right. I read the books. Y'all don't read the books. I read the books. I know what Huey said. I know what Asada said. I know what Angela said. I know what Frederick said. I know what William Edward, what was his name? The middle E part, right? Berghardt. William Edward Berghardt Du Bois. Bougie bastard. I love him, Pan-Africanist as he was, right? I know what Kwame Ture said. Kwame Ture said we have to have an undying love for our people if we want to win. I read the things. Huey Newton said that we must harass our oppressor until, he's down, right? He can't sleep. I'm not making this up. Robert F. Williams, Negroes with Guns, go read the book. Said we got to arm ourselves. We got to be ready. These people told us what we need to be doing, right? So I got all of that. That's all up in here because I can actually quote them like that off the dome because I like to read. 75% of Americans have not read a single book in the last year. I love to read. So I'm ready there. I got to get physically ready though, right? Got to get physically ready. And so I'm trying to get back into the gym, try to get my health together. I just had a major organ removed. That's my 5th abdominal surgery. Okay. So I'm trying to, me and this scar tissue, we're going to do what we're going to do. So, y'all say a good one for me. Thanks, some kind words, some, whatever your spiritual beliefs are, but don't try to cover me with no blood, because I don't do that blood of Jesus, that cannibalism cosplay y'all do once a month where you go and eat the body and drink the blood. I don't do that shit. Like, don't wish that on me. Don't put that on me, Ricky Bobby. You can say I pray for you, because I respect that you pray and you believe in that, and I receive that. Thank you very much. Inshallah, all of that. Bismillah, I'm with it. Whatever you got to do for me. Don't be trying to cover me in the blood, though, because that's weird. That's weird. It's weird. Made my baby a mojo bag. I'm going to take it with him. I made that last night. Took a lot out of me energetically. But yeah, so we're back. We're getting back. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. No, I pray. I thank you. You say you pray. I take it. Thank you. Thank you. I do, because you meant it. And that's all it really means. It ain't nothing but some meditation. It's intent. Like when we talk about setting intentions, we talk about manifesting, talk about praying, we all talk about the same things. Focusing your mental energy towards an idea. And many people focus their energy towards me healing and recovering. And I will always love that. I will always receive that. Thank you very much. It's just when you go with the blood thing, cover her with the blood of Jesus. That's too far. Too far. You can keep that in the bottle. Put that right back in that bottle. We don't need that. Thank you. So I will be back. Political theater with Dr. Taylor next Tuesday. Stay safe as you can, y'all. I told y'all this was gonna happen. I told y'all this in 2017. You didn't listen. I actually wrote a poetry book with a title poem that predicted all of this was gonna happen. Y'all didn't buy it though, so it's okay. I also didn't promote it because my abusive ex tried to say that I stole the idea from him, and I didn't. And then he apologized for it a few years later, saying that he should have never said that. And then he came back again in one of his psychotic rages and said that I stole the idea. I did not steal the idea from him. I don't move like that. But that's what happens when you are involved with abusive men. So I didn't actually promote The Secret of Sugar Water, but the book exists. You can go find it. You can read it. I actually on this channel have a video of me reading the poem, The Secret of Sugar Water, because if you're one of those people that hasn't read in a book in the last year, it might be overwhelming for you. So you can actually go listen to me read the poem. It doesn't matter how you get it, as long as you get the message. And the message is important. Y'all are not ready. We're not ready. A lot of you gonna die. A lot of you are going to perish. We are in the Second Civil War. And if you hadn't recognized that, then you're so far behind where you need to be. We are currently in the middle of the Second Civil War. You have to notice the separations of the states that's already been happening. You have to understand when people are graduating from college and going to med school and getting their matches, they're not going to med school in the South or in the red states. When they're graduating medical school, they're not doing residencies at hospitals in the red states. There's a brain drain happening in the red states. The teachers that are doing Teach for America and all of those other bullshit programs are not willing to go to the red states anymore. The social workers are not going to the red states anymore. The traveling nurses don't want to go to the red states anymore. The people in the red states are going to suffer. Okay? 1/3 of the Black population lives in Georgia, Florida, and Texas. 3 states is 1/3 of the entire Black population in the United States. Okay? But people are suffering, and they're going to suffer. And I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, we'll just get up and move. No, we understand that people have family ties. They have roots. People don't have the economic opportunities to get up and leave and just do like that. We understand that. But if you don't need to go that way, Do not. And again, don't be that stupid person who comes and says, well, there's racism in the blue states too, because somebody tried to do that. And I really hate when you all talk to me like I'm stupid, knowing good and damn well I'm smarter than you. But listen, it's not about racism in the blue states, because we just talked about DC. We're talking about the cities. Philadelphia is going to be under siege. Chicago is next on his list. We understand that the cities in these blue states are going to be harmed as well. But we're talking about governmental issues, okay? States where women have zero protections, okay, are most of the red states. Children have zero protections. States where they are trying to lower the consent for marriage rate to 12, right? California, it's 0, right? There is no floor for that. Make sure you all understand that. But we're talking about stuff like that. We're talking about states that are basically passing laws that are officially anti-DEI laws, which we understand to be anti-Black laws, which we understand to be the resurgence of Jim Crow, which we understand is us moving back pre-Reconstruction, okay? They are moving towards the antebellum South, that one moment where all them states seceded from the Union and we're trying to, it became this Confederacy. Right? Why do you think they're erecting all these Confederate figures and the statues? They're putting them all back up. They're putting the flags up. They're waving them high. The Confederacy is back. And unfortunately, so many of millions of my people are trapped in the Confederacy. They're trapped there, right? They have no mobility. They do not have economic mobility. They do not have the opportunity to do that, right? And I have to think about 200 years ago, which would be 1825. My goodness. Fugitive slave laws, fugitive slave acts. There was 2 of them, by the way. Go look those up. Thinking about free Black folks in the North and how they felt and dealt with this, right? Yeah, the immigration thing is huge. That was coming. You all knew that, right? You knew that this nation was never going to allow immigration to continue the way it has been. And the thing is, the problem is that there is a huge problem with America's immigration system. I mean, the system is backed up. It should not take you years and years and years and years and years to become a citizen here. That should not be it. If you're doing the right thing, you got connections here, you're working, you're going to school, you're doing all these things, it should not have that much of an issue. The United States has so many states where there's like millions, there's millions of acres of land here that is unoccupied by people. So we have plenty of space. We have plenty of room for everybody and their mama to come to this country and live here, right? So we know that the immigration thing was going to happen. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden stole money from environmental organizations to continue to build that wall. So we know the immigration thing was going to be what it is. Okay, them kidnapping people off the streets, half of that is not even ICE. And again, you all are sitting here thinking and just kind of going along and thinking that this shit is normal. Half of that shit is not ICE. Half of that is just people who are ordering shit off of Amazon and they're literally going and kidnapping people. And what are white people doing? Oh my God, well, show me your badge number. Tell me your name. You can't take them. Why are you taking them? I got you on camera. What's your name? Where's your warrant? Shut the up. They're not showing you a warrant because there isn't one. They're not giving you a name because they're nobody official. They're not showing a badge because they don't have one, you stupid bums. They are kidnapping people right in front of you, and you're allowing it to happen because you're weak-willed. You're weak in the. I'm not going to say that because that's ableist. I'm not going to say that, but you are weak-willed and you are incompetent. You don't know what to do. You're allowing someone to be kidnapped right in front of you by somebody who has nothing to do with the United States government whatsoever, and you're standing there and allowing it to happen as you would any other day if Kamala Harris was president, because while you're at brunch, somebody down the street is getting kidnapped and you would not even turn your eye away from your bottomless mimosas because you don't actually care about your fellow human beings. Because if you cared, you'd actually call the police when you see somebody getting kidnapped right in front of you. And you're too busy recording on that phone to actually call the police and report that someone is being kidnapped. I don't trust none of these. I don't trust nobody because y'all just not smart. You're just not smart. You don't know what you're doing. You're going to get people killed. You're actually watching people get kidnapped and they're being trafficked. They're about to let Ghislaine get off after she, one, perjured herself, was convicted of perjury. So she's a liar. So nothing that woman says, should be believed. But also she was convicted of trafficking people. Like, she's not innocent. She's found guilty of human trafficking and sexual assault. And they're about to let her off. Why? Because they need a new madam. She was actually good at what she did. She was good at trafficking girls and boys. They need her back. They need her back. Because they're about to have the biggest slave trade that the world has ever seen, right? Because slavery never ended in this country. There, every single day, there are people being bought and sold in this country. Okay, unfortunately, 60% of the people being convicted for doing said trafficking are Black men, but they're always going to go after the Black men first. And the fact that any of them are Black men should actually make you want to vomit, because how dare you and your ancestors be enslaved and you turn around and become the enslaver, but y'all are the weakest fucking link. So, I gotta stop cussing. So that's why Ghislaine is getting out. They need their top madam. They need their bottom They need the one who's actually really good at trafficking people, right? So they need to put her back on the strobe. Because Jeffrey's dead and it's been too long. They need to get back to the island. Who's been on the island? Who's been maintaining the island? Is Zoe Kravitz still with us? They haven't gotten her yet? Okay. Yeah, I am trying to get, I got to put the trauma, I got to put that. Somebody said I got to put a little post-it. You're trying to get monetized. You got to, right? So that way you guys could directly support me, right? I just, sometimes I just feel like I got to tell y'all the truth. And I don't think y'all listen. I ain't been wrong yet, though. It's been like 8 years of me being right. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to go, y'all. I'm a little winded. I got a long few days. We drive up tomorrow, drop my kid off. We drive up tomorrow, and then moving day is Wednesday. And then I'm going to drive back on Thursday. I got to actually kind of take my time because I'm coming back. I'll be driving by myself. Excuse me. And so, I'm try to give myself some grace, probably cry in the car. Like the BI that I am. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the Cash App. And speaking of which, if you want to support me, you see the little Cash App thing, got a little Cash App. Because I have to, so I should tell y'all, I don't have health insurance. And so, that's the wrong one. Hold on. Here we go. There we go. I am not insured. However, I am applying for this thing called charity care. And they said I may be able to get up to like 50% of the surgery costs covered. And so I have a surgery fund. So if you have sent me a recovery and surgery fund, because like I've had to order a lot of food and things like that. But if you have sent, to support me in this work, it's always appreciated. I love you so much. Like, it really does help. And now everything's kind of going to my surgery fund because I'm going to have to pay out of pocket. But once I get the final number on what I have to pay and like what the situation is, I will probably put out a GoFundMe and see if folks could help me out a little bit. Like I said, I got a little bit put aside. I've been trying to just put it all aside, as much of it aside as I can. Still got to maintain bills, still got to pay college. So got to do all these things. If anybody knows of a tenure track position, but I can't move. That's the problem. So I would love to have a tenure track position, but I can't actually move from where I am. So I'm limited. So I'm just doing the best that I can, trying to teach the people. Oh, I also have merch now. I should let me create a banner so that you guys can. No, actually, somebody put it in the. I'll put it in the chat so you all can see. I have merch now, and people have actually been buying my merch, and I appreciate it. Just know that like I have a lot of fun with designs and stuff, so I'm always gonna have like some new stuff popping off. But right now, actually, you know what? Before I go, let me show you all. I'll show you my merch. How about that? Because we're sitting right here. Appreciate you all. One of the things that I love about me is that I'm a pretty fair person. I try to be fair, and so I practice size parity and size pricing. So hold on one second. So this is my merch page. A lot of people don't know. You go to my website. Like actually, like look at my website. Like I have a whole website, guys. Like it tells you everything. That's why when people like act like they don't know who I am, like I have a whole website. Like it says about me. Like everything you need to know about me is right there. Not everything, but like most of the stuff. Got the podcast on there. There's pictures and stuff. Like this me. Like I have a whole website, guys. I have so much information, right? If you are somebody who's looking for my services, like I'm a public speaker, I do consulting, I do writing, I do I teach, I do all these kinds of things. I have all my information on my website, but people don't ever go to the websites anymore. But anyway, here's the merch. I sell some cool stuff. Buy it or don't. It's up to you. I got some fresh fits. I got some stuff for the crib, some accessories because you got to coordinate. So the first thing I did was bring back the Read the Article shirts. Those were really popular. They sold out the last 2 times I did it. So I brought those back. If you see the different prices, because it's different types of shirts. But the sizing is all the same. Whether you are a size small or a 3X, you're going to pay the same exact price for the shirts. That's really important to me. Try to keep the things minimal. I'm not one of those people that try to make a $25 profit off of a t-shirt, right? Like that's stupid. Like, why are you paying $50 for a t-shirt? That's stupid. So we keep the prices low. Hopefully you get more people to buy stuff. But the Read the Article, John, is back. That was really popular. Everybody loves it. A lot of my professor friends rock that shirt because people don't read. We have the Dead Man Don't Rape series. I don't know why that's out of place. I'm not really good at this, guys. Like just so you know, I'm not good at this shit. I'm not. Like I just put it up there. Just buy it. Like I don't have nothing flashy. Okay? I'm not flashy. It's just get the shit. Like, so like we have the Chingala Migra. I got this lady here. She's pretty cool. I was like, hey, she kind of looked like she a little, wait, oh, did I do the wrong thing? I sure did. Anyway, she looks like she's Latina. So I was like, fuck it, put it up. Oh. They are not gonna monetize me. Okay. I'm sorry, YouTube. I know you review. Please. I'm trying. I'm from New York. I said this is not for kids. Okay. Anyway, if you don't know what Chinga la Migra is, look it up. Okay. We have the DMDR, right? Dead Men Don't Rape. That's the truth. So you can get it with that on the front, and then on the back it says Dead Men Don't Rape. But you can see it on the back if you do the views and go. I'm not doing that right now. Then we have Black Children Deserve to Dream in Color. I was talking about that, right? So I got different colors of that. Get that for you kids. They deserve to dream in color. So you see, I got the banners and everything. I got mugs. Well, look, we got little water bottles. We got cups. We got pins, right? Oh, you guys keep going out on these protests and you don't cover your faces. And I don't understand. I do not understand how I'm still seeing videos of marches and protests and I can see all of your faces. I can scan your faces the same way the government can scan your faces. Y'all are not doing this smart. Anyway, you can cover your face. It says Chinga la Migra. All right, we got tote bags. Of course, we have tote bags. I got everything. I got books, and then I got the one Insubordinate and Churlish. That's Mr. Garvey, Insubordinate and Churlish. Okay, so we got different things. We got stuff. So check out. I'm gonna make some more stuff, and every time you buy something from me, it goes towards my surgery fund and keeping the roof above my head. Hopefully, we can get this monetized, y'all. Hopefully I can watch my mouth enough to get this channel monetized so that, you know, maybe I'll sell like sponsorships or something. I don't know. I'm just trying to sustain this because we need this. We need to be able to come together like this. I love you all very much. I appreciate all of your support, all of your support. It means the world to me. So I won't be here tomorrow, but next Tuesday I'm back. And like I said, I want to do Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. I want to be consistent with that. Plug that into your calendar. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Hit the like button. Tell people that I'm here. A lot of people ask me, well, how do I get to watch your videos? When you go to my channel, just click the live tab, and that's where all the lives are there. They don't show up as the videos, which is very odd to me for YouTube. They should show all the videos that I've done, but go and click the live tab, and that's how you see all the other ones. I love you very much. You all enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to go take a nap, maybe. All right, bye.